Hello, my name is Mordred Viking, and I'd like to welcome you to this game of Europa Universalis IV. This is the 9th? I want to say 9th. I think it's the 9th. Let me just double check that. 9th session of the Community Clash, commentated on by yours truly. We have got a couple of substitute players in today, so Bacon Killer playing as Spain was banned from the game, so Spain is basically going to be up for grubs. However, Mordred is now going to be a played nation, although Mordred has not shown up today, so Mordred is currently protected. We have a substitute in for France, which is Flyerton. Then we have got a substitute in for Prussia, which is Calico. And then a substitute in for Texas, which is Robespierre. And finally, a substitute in for France, who is... Wait, did I say Flyerton already? I think I said Flyerton already. Am I going mad? Oh, I have France down twice. That would be why. You should be hidden. Because France has been replaced officially by Chief Code Red. Chief Code Red was unable to make it today, so we have a substitute. Then the nations which are protected at the moment are Mordred, Inca, and the Mamelukes. Mordred asks if he's going mad. The answer is always yes. Yes, Mordred is definitely going mad. I don't think there's any going about it. I think Mordred is simply just mad. Ah yes, the war that was going on which didn't involve Hindustan, which was the big swing nation in Asia. Yeah, we will be taking a look at the war situation because there is quite a large conflict going on at the moment. Iran and the Timurids are fighting. Russia also jumped in against the Timurids. And I know that we've got more blue flames. Japan, I think, is fighting on behalf of Iran, together with their minion Magandanao. Texas is in the war on the behalf of Iran, I believe. But like I said, we will look at that when I can actually scroll in and out rather than just around. Thought Russia and the Timurids are allies. Yeah, Russia and the Timurids are currently fighting against Iran. It's Russia, the Timurids, and then on Iran's side we've got Japan, Magandanao, Texas, and then Iran themselves, obviously. Brother Zale's coming in. That's going to be Shan. Oh, yeah. One thing I absolutely have to show you is the mercenary contract document, which Shan has been giving out. How would I best share that? That's a good question. That is a very good question. Because it's pretty amazing. You know what, I could post it up on Google Drive, then you can download it. Because it's definitely worth seeing. Let me see, it's in Documents, probably. YubTub. Shanmarks. Okay, and then load up Drive. Should only take a second to upload. This is the type of thing that I absolutely love it when players create this type of thing. It's fantastic. So go check that out, and you'll be able to find the Shan mercenary document, which has been sent out to the players, basically offering their services as a giant mercenary nation, which I really approve of. That's some cool playing right there. Inca not playing could be a big deal. They have been very important to the wars and rebellions in the New World. This is true. The big news today will probably be Mordred's independence of Spain. I think that there is an incoming partition of Spain. I know that the Ottomans are at war with them, as is Ulm, as is Brazil. Oh yeah, Brazil.
Hello, sir. Hello. I just thought I'd come and let you know why we still have it unpaused. Mitch is just loading in now. So
okay, cool.
Mitch will be here soon.
Okay, so they are no longer protected.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good that he's here, actually. Oops, that's not him. Wanted Midge to be here for the independence. Okay, so Midge is loading in for a Mordecai, so a Mordecai will be getting their independence from Spain. If you remember last time, Spain tried to nation ruin. You'll notice that a bunch of land has been given away to France. A bunch of land has been given away to the Pope. That's because he was trying to nation ruin. We were unfortunately not able to kick him during the game, and that is something which is definitely an issue. Because nobody can kick other players, not even the host. So when we discovered this, it was right at the end of the session. I decided not to rehost, unfortunately, and I kind of regret having done that. But Spain has been kicked. Spain is no longer a player, and the nation of Spain is unplayable, frankly. So we've instead decided to resurrect the colonial nation of Amordica, which is actually in a decent position at the moment, and is having their independence supported by Great Britain and Hamburg at the moment. That Shandflyer is fantastic. It is, isn't it? It's phenomenal. Also, yes, many factories did spawn at the end of the previous session, so let's go and take a look at that. In Rio de Janeiro, in Brazil. Oh, interesting. So the Brazilians got the manufactories at the end of the last session, and they will be spreading from there. So let's take a quick look at the map mode. So we can see that there are a fair number of manufactories. Andalusia, in particular, has built a ton. Congo's got a good number. Hindustan has basically every single province. Unsurprisingly, like, they are a real wealthy powerhouse. Somewhat oh, what's the word? 6 hours of sleep. I am still half asleep. Underappreciated by other players. Just how strong they actually are, I think. Mordecai is still trying to get global trade. Doesn't look like they'll have many manufactories. But they're in a relatively open, not passive, but open area. We've got New Labrador, we've got French Canada, of course, rising here. I know that Val wants to get revenge against Mordecai because a bunch of the territories that Mordecai currently owns used to belong to Britain. We've got Texas, we've got Inca, and we've got Brazil. So the Americas are starting to heat up, but that is still like one of the last open frontiers, and Mordecai is in an excellent position to really cash in on that fact. France with no manufactories. Just what has France been doing? Being France, I guess? So, this war. Let's go and take a look at the war. So we've got the Timurid armies flooding in from the north. So it is Timurids and Russia versus Yuran, Japan, Maguindanao, and Texas. The Timurid armies are already pouring in. We've got a large Yuran army trying to retake the fort here in Zazakt. The Russian armies are currently in the north. So they're not really in a very good position to reinforce the Timurid forces. We do have a couple of Finns coming in as well. I think the Finns were the ones going after the fort down there. So Helson, I think, is doing some micromanagement of the Finnish forces. Where are the Russians? There's 28,000 there. Okay, they're all up here. So they are on their way to the Timurids, but the Timurids may well find themselves a little bit isolated here, particularly because that fort is about to fall. Val is back. Yes, Val is back. So the regular Britain player is in. France is being subbed. Mordecai is a new nation. Prussia is being subbed. And oh yeah, Texas is being subbed today. Why not tell the French player to return Spanish cause? I mean, it's a difficult one. They were kind of legitimately got, but also not. And that type of thing I would have... Well, part of it is France would have to return the cause by selling them, which loses them prestige. That's not fair to ask them to do. And secondly, you can't just edit saves, unfortunately. It breaks everyone's game. Otherwise, I would have just edited the save and given that stuff back to France and possibly cancelled the bankruptcy just to make them still playable. But we can't do those types of edits, so Spain is, unfortunately, as a nation, dead, and Mordecai is now in. That's just the way it is. What else is going on, do we think? I don't know. We're going to have the War of Independence between America and Spain. Spain's already mostly occupied by Brazil and the Ottomans at the moment, so I don't think that Spain is really going to put up much of a fight, and anything which they don't take, rebels probably will. So it does look like Spain is going to get partitioned probably 3 ways: Ottomans, France, and Brazil. Which I'm still a little bit annoyed that players are just able to jump in that way, but there really isn't a better way of doing it. Talking to the players about that before we started. Ah, that's a good idea, yes. So let's take a quick look at the point categories. So if we take a look at the income. So in first place, we've got Hindustan earning 461 ducats a month. Or is that a year? I'm guessing it's a year. Nope, it's a month. Wow. Then we've got the Ottomans earning 321, so really big difference between the Hindustan and the Ottomans. And like I said, the Hindustan's just definitely an extremely strong nation, which I don't think a lot of players have really cottoned on to yet, just how strong Hindustan is. Then we've got Andalusia in third place with 296, Timurid at 239, the Netherlands with 199. Next up, we will take a look at the province development for the largest provinces in the world. We've got Istanbul, owned by the Ottomans, in first place. Then the Martyred City, which is Great Britain's London, at 72 development. Semi-Italian Benetton, which is the Milanese capital. Then Rome coming in fourth place with 67, and Ulm in fifth with 62. So the top two definitely starting to pull away a little bit. I would say the Milan and Papal States are probably still in the game. Ulm I don't think will be, though. But we're definitely seeing the rise of some pretty large nations with those. Then the next metric was the military ratings. At the moment, we have the Ottomans in first place with a military rating of 30.6, Hindustan with 30.29, then Russia with 28, Iran with 25, then Timurids with 24. Military rating is just a somewhat arbitrary number that we use to rank people militarily, because I didn't want to use force limits. That's unfair for people who take quantity over quality. Didn't want to use like professionalism or discipline because if you're a high discipline nation, you are going to be maxing that, and it will only be won by 1 or 2 nations. Luftwaffe, thank you very much for the bits. Very much appreciate that. I'm stuck in the airport for the next 7 hours, so I have some money. Oh man, thank you very much for the bits, and I hope the 7 hours go quickly. At least you seem able to watch this type of thing, so that should make it go a bit quicker. Usually when I've got a layover at the airport, I'm just kind of there on the phone going, fine, I'll play some more Plague Inc. Plague Inc. is the great airport waiting game. I also got the new Plague Inc.-ish type game. Wasn't as good. Rebel Inc. Playable, but definitely not as crazy playable as Plague Inc. was. That thing was a masterpiece. Someone's playing Plague Inc. in real life. Yeah. Yeah, things in China not too good at the moment, and the first recorded fatality outside of China last night as well in the Philippines. Rebel Inc. is better, in your opinion. I disagree. I mean, it's good, it's just not as good. And reported cases in China, Philippines, Korea, and the USA, I think. With Australia and the USA likely to close their borders with China. At least that's the latest that I've heard, as of about 6 AM yesterday. And GB. Oh, wow. Okay, that I hadn't heard. Alright, so, those were the score comparisons. Next up, we have got Great Powers. The greatest of the powers at the moment. In first place, we do have Hindustan, actually pulling a fair way ahead of the Ottomans, who come in second place. Iran, just 10 development behind the Ottomans. Then we've got Russia, Andalusia, Texas, Timurids, and then the Mamelukes. Those are the top 8 greatest of powers. What was the other metric? Largest fleet, of course. How can I forget the fleets? It's very unlikely. Very unlike me. So in first place for the naval power, we've got the Ottomans with 143. Then the Papal State with 127, along with Hamburg at 127. Then the Netherlands and Great Britain at 125, Brazil at 115, and then a bit of a drop before the other powers. Let me just bring up my thing here. Hey all. Is Olman there?
Hello.
Hello. Yes, you are there.
So, I have some news from Ulm.
Go on then.
So we're doing pretty well, and we're preparing for the invasion of France.
Oh, wow. That's definitely going to be some big news right there.
Yeah, also, I've never been in the commentator's box, so excuse me if I'm stumbling over some stuff.
That's alright. Nothing to be afraid of here.
Yeah.
So who else are you bringing into this grand coalition against the French?
Probably Andalusia. So.
Interesting. So yeah, definitely some interesting times appearing for them.
Yeah, so they have Iberian. They want to go into Iberia.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to help them do that by maybe going to war against France, giving them some of that French land that France took. Which I think is kind of... I mean, it's basically just returning what France got in benefit from warring Spain.
Yeah, I mean, it was
not even warring, just buying.
Yeah, it was a bit iffy how they got that land, but there's no real way of undoing it in a particularly fair way. So if you forcibly force him to undo it, then that seems fine to me.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to right the wrongs.
I heartily approve of that.
Alright, well, I think that's it.
Awesome, thank you. And we'll be looking forward to that fight. Okay, so Ulm telling us there that a little bit of a conflict is being planned against the French, so we will definitely be watching that one with some interest in the future. But the big news right now is the fight between Iran, Timurids, Russia, Maguindanao, Japan, and Texas. And we do see some other player wars. Those aren't really player wars. That's just the fact that Spain's at war with these guys, and Amordica is still a Spanish colony. As soon as that war is over, I'm pretty sure that Amordica is going to be trying to get their independence. But right now, I want to see when this fort falls, and then see what happens as a result of that. We do see the Timurids are starting to gang together a little bit. These are both mountain provinces, so if Iran does decide to strike out with their... I was going to say numerical superiority, then they would be in a position to do so. So Iran's money looking pretty decent, still earning a good amount. 48,000 manpower still in the bank. Definitely somewhat lower than their 140,000 maximum. We've got the Russians with 400 still earning money, though only 9 ducats. But they've still got 101,000 manpower in the bank. Then the Timurids earning 57. They are fine financially with 98,000. So I wonder if Iran is starting to think about mercenaries yet. Doesn't look like they have any at the moment, nor does Russia, nor do the Timurids. So this war is just getting started in terms of murking up and all of that other good stuff. I was also wondering if either side would have got other powers to participate on their behalf. It doesn't look like it. One interesting nation could be Shan. I want to see if Shan has managed to rent out any of their troops, and they have. We have a Shan force currently hired by Iran, trying to retake the fort in Xi'an, which probably was taken by the Finns, I'm going to guess. I'm not actually entirely sure who took that one. But the Shan mercenaries definitely starting to branch out and do some stuff. What's fewer at war with? Prussia. Oh! What's going on here? So we have Austria and Prussia fighting each other at the moment. I do wonder if this is just an exchange of territories, or is Prussia pushing out and trying to take some lands which they have not been sanctioned? That is possible. Prussia, of course, is currently being played by a sub. It doesn't look like the Austrian forces are behaving too aggressively, likewise with the Prussians. So I think that this is just a handover of territory. Austria answering the call just because they don't want to lose the prestige, but not actually putting up much of a fight. The real battle is here. 78%. They're taking 4.5 attrition every month. I wonder how much attrition they've taken so far, total. So the Timurid side has taken 71,000. Your own side's only taken 136? That's not possible. Unless it hasn't calculated the attrition because this is still ongoing. I mean, that's possible. There we go. Surrender. Fight's over. Still 136.